Alright, let's talk about Undisputed and this new test build they put out. This time we're doing it a bit different. We're going to be criticising the game. And I know I say some shit about the game here and there, but now they're letting us test the build early, or at least a slice of what the new build might come with. Spoiler alert though, it's not much. We're going to talk about it. So I'm going to compare the current build that's live on Steam and consoles right now with the new test version that they've put out to people on PC. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to show you some footage of both builds and we can discuss what's happening with these changes. So right now, this is the pre-patch, the live build, what everyone has access to. And as you can see, the straights don't land. Just misses completely, just whiffs. And it's consistent. I mean, it lands sometimes, but most of the time it will miss. And if you throw it to the body, it's never going to land. We'll see him here. I'm going to throw it to the body. This is a stationary opponent. He's not blocking, he's not weaving, he's not slipping, he's not moving. And I can't land a glove on him with a straight punch. Like, what are we doing here? What is going on with this? Like, you'd think that the most basic testing would be done like this. If you put a new animation like you did with this punch here, the straight punch to the body, that's a new animation for the 1.0 build. If you're going to put a new animation in like that, you'd think you would test it out to make sure it actually lands. So we switched over to Wilder now. Wilder's actually landing a bit more with his straights when I'm spamming it like that. But when it comes to the body straight, he still doesn't land it ever. You'll see that now. He's still missing a few straights there though. I guess I didn't test the body straight within there. And now we're throwing power shots with the straights, just to demonstrate that even the power shots can miss. And I'm always going off the jab first all the time, because you're supposed to set everything up with the jab. Single shots will still land if you want to pot shot your way to victory like that. But that's not the way most people like to box. So now we're in the post-patch or the test build. Let's see if it's any different.
Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until the
straight away they're missing again. A couple of them are landed. That one misses. That one misses. That one misses.
You're not going to see as much footwork as the smaller weight classes in the heavyweight division, but we don't.
So I'm a bit far away, so I'll get closer here. One lands, and then everything else just starts missing again. So this is the test build, so clearly they haven't changed anything with the straight punch. I don't know what people, I mean, I know like a few hooks to the body and uppercuts and stuff like that have been missing. But personally, oh yeah, I've switched to the southpaw stance here, look. Now everything lands in the southpaw stance. So maybe there's something there, like figure out why it's doing that in the southpaw but not in the orthodox position. But yeah, I don't know why everyone's complaining about the hooks and the uppercuts and stuff, because them seem to be landing a lot for me. Especially the hooks, but yeah, people are complaining that those punches missing sometimes. And for me, it's just get that straight punch, get that fixed up. And then we might get somewhere, do you know what I mean? So straight punches again, just to the body, just completely whiffing. Oh, and this is another bit here. I noticed a fundamental issue here with the block. When you're blocking high, all jabs and all straights will hit the block. You don't have to block low. From a stationary position like this, you just block high. I'll just demonstrate I'm blocking low there, what that looks like. But you just hold the block high, and every single punch will hit the block if you're throwing jabs and straights to the body. How does that make any sense? It's another thing that should have been like well and truly tested before it came out. I mean, it's took me 5 minutes to find these issues. And it's not like we haven't been telling them about these issues either. We've been preaching about these issues for fucking ages now. Look at all of these punches hitting the block. They either hit nothing, they're just going to the abyss, or they hit the block.
Nothing back here in the round.
We're back upstairs with it now. Wilder seems to be landing the straight more than Holmes does. So it might be a fighter-specific thing as well. Like, I'm not sure. The game is so cooked though. Like, there's so many fucking issues. I just don't know how they're going to get around to fixing everything. They needed to fix it in early access. We needed to do this in early access. Have these big open play tests. And that's another thing that we were begging them to do, but they wouldn't. So now we're 3 months into release, almost 4 months I think. And now we're having beta tests. Like, it's not a good look, is it? For a game that you've charged people 60 quid for, $60 or even $80 if you want the deluxe one. And now we're testing out to see how punches can land. That blocking issue though needs to be dealt with. Like, I don't know why you guys keep messing with the block. You keep making it stronger and stronger, adding new block colliders, which seem to just be invisible walls where our punches just fall into the abyss. Stop messing with the block. The block isn't the problem. You need more defensive tools in boxing than just the block, but we'll get into all that.
Straight right just misses. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Alright, that's enough of that. So now I'm just going to load a fight up. This is in the test build. I'm using Larry Holmes, keep it consistent. I'm going to load a fight up and we're just going to talk. So let's just get into it. So first up, head and body straight still miss a lot. The body straight from the orthodox position almost never lands. The southpaw is a different story. It always seems to land in southpaw, but it feels no different. The straight punches feel no different. Whether it's thrown to the head or body, even against a stationary target, it's completely useless in both builds. The right straight is probably the second most common punch in boxing behind the jab. Yet somehow in this game, it's absolutely useless. And this all started when you changed the animation for 1.0. You've changed the animation, but you haven't tweaked it to make sure it lands. One of the most basic things that you should have tested out first. The jabs land, but they don't do what they're supposed to do. With jabs, I mean, it's been like this forever. The jabs are supposed to control your opponent, but like in this game, all they really are like bait shots. You get your opponent to throw, time them with a big power hook. That's like basically the best use of them. Or use that new step in jab and then a big power hook. But it's just not boxing, is it? It's just not boxing. This is just like casual fighting game. If you use all the meta punches, everything will still land, but that is the problem really. All the punches should be meta. All the punches should be useful in their own ways, but right now, there's a clear way to play this game if you want to win, and that's power shots. Particularly the power hook and the power uppercut. We should be able to implement our strategy in fights based on punch selection, and that selection shouldn't have an RNG percentage of connecting. That's just stupid. These are professional boxers that we're using here. They know what to throw and they know when to throw it. Yes, things can be blocked and we need that, but the blocking has to make sense. left, right and centre, 3 block zones on the head and body, the way you had it before, with physics playing its role in which punches can land, so it makes sense. But you guys have completely overhauled the targeting system, and it's the most basic shit ever right now. Block high, block low, punch high, punch low. That's all it is. No angles, no positioning. You had something special before and you've just ruined it. I don't know why this dev team went in this direction. It was supposed to be a boxing game made by boxing fans for boxing fans. That is a direct quote from Ash Habib, the founder of Steel City Interactive. And in the beginning, it really did feel like that. The boxing made sense, but nothing makes sense anymore. The game is just a shell of its former self. Ash and his brothers, they need to regain control of this runaway train and deliver the vision what they had in mind from the start. I'm going to end the video with this statement, and it's directly aimed at Steel City. Steel City, at the very least, make our punches land against a stationary opponent. If the guy is not blocking, weaving, slipping or moving, everything should land. Let's just start there. I think this will solve quite a few issues, and it's easy to test and debug in-house. You can do it yourself. But also, if you can zero in on these issues against a stationary opponent, I mean, you'll probably have the blueprint to fixing all the other issues, all the other targeting issues in the game. Right now, the game is basically just a power punch simulator, and that's not what boxing is. Everything you do in boxing has a counter to it. I'm not a boxer, I'll be honest, and I don't claim to be a boxer. But I do understand what boxing is. I've watched it since I was a kid, and I know boxing is about inches, it's about physics, it's about timing. Throwing a big random power shot, it usually doesn't work, does it? Unless you have someone like Wilder, who gets lucky all the time, but it usually doesn't work. You have to figure out the rhythm of your opponent and catch them making mistakes, catch them slipping. That's how this game should be, and that's how it used to be back in the beta, and even some of the early builds in early access. It still had its issues, but everything that happened inside that ring, it made sense because of physics. It made sense because of physics. But now, nothing makes sense. We all have this Captain America shield in front of us, protecting us from everything. Head movement is all but useless. Punches just follow you no matter where you put your head. If the other defensive tools work better, then we wouldn't need to rely so heavily on this super block. We shouldn't even have a super block to begin with. Who told you guys that we want a perfect block? Because it's definitely not coming from boxing fans. That's the casual market. They can't handle being smacked up in a video game, so you guys pander to them and hold their hands, giving them way too much help. We aren't looking for a basic fighting game. We have enough of those already. We want a boxing game, and it should represent the sweet science of boxing. There needs to be a clear skill gap. Someone with 1,000 matches should not be losing to someone with 50 matches. It shouldn't even be close. Bring back angles, make foot positioning matter again, bring back small steps so we can control the range better, get rid of the terrible health system and bring back the 3 damage zones to the body. Don't worry about the span. If you get the punches right, there will always be a counter to whatever somebody wants to do. Oh man. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. That's all I've got for you guys. I hope that Steel City will take our feedback on board this time and actually make the changes that we're all asking for. Keep these test builds coming though, let us help you. We can make a difference together as long as you just listen to us. I mean, look at all the videos that are going up now. All the content creators are boycotting the game. I'm not going to be doing that, by the way. I still enjoy the game, it's fun. And I don't have many other options to play, like a PvP boxing game. Not on PC anyway, I'm not a console gamer, so. But yeah, I do like the fact that Steel City are putting out these test builds now and they're trying to get the feedback. At least they're trying, you know what I mean? We have to give them a little bit of credit for sticking around and continuing to make improvements, but we need to see more improvements. This test build, it's not enough. So minute improvements on this test build that, to me, it's barely even noticeable. The main thing I noticed is that the block is fucking bulletproof now. And that's not a good thing. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe and like the video if you haven't already. I'm trying to grow this channel, but it's one hell of a grind. It's one hell of a fucking grind. But if you made it all the way to the end though, you're an absolute legend. Much love. Much love to you. And remember, it's not over till it's over. Hold the line. While they're still working on the game, we still have a chance. Alright, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.